I'm in Mobile, Alabama to help Man vs. Food Nation establish a new record at the Winslow Oyster House Challenge. Eat 422 raw oysters in under an hour. You take the top spot on the Wall of Fame. And today, a former record holder has returned to do just that. Big Joe Evans, a Mobile native, will attempt to reclaim his title as the Port City's champion oyster eater.
It's not just about pride. It's not just about revenge. It's about the reckoning.
It's Man vs. Mollusk in the ultimate Mobile showdown. I'm Adam Richmond. For years, I was one man on a quest to discover the country's greatest chowdown joints. Oh man, that was awesome. And take on its legendary food challenges.
Mountain of Cheese Mel, the 5-pound nacho challenge.
This is the stuff of legends. Now, it's your turn. Are you ready for a challenge? 3, 2, 1. Bring on the challenge! Together, we'll find the most delicious local eats and face down the mightiest meals. Dunk it, mix it, mash it, just don't stop. 100 oysters! This is Man vs. Food Nation. My countrywide chowdown quest has brought me to beautiful Mobile, Alabama to help a member of Man vs. Food Nation take down the Winslow's Oyster House Challenge of 422 oysters in under an hour.
Today, I'm taking back my title, and the world will be my oyster.
But first, I'm going to chow down on one of the Port City's most beloved sausage stuffed burgers and have some of the best pulled pork around. Five Val's Burgers Barbecue, all here, beautiful Bama. All across Man vs. Food Nation, cities are serving up unique versions of the beloved burger, and Mobile is no exception. Mobile's the originator of one of the tastiest burgers in the South, the Stuffed Tony Burger at the Hungry Owl. In 2008, Mobile native Tony Nicholas opened the Hungry Owl, loading the menu with one-of-a-kind Creole creations, from smoked Gouda grits to alligator pot pie. But I'm here to try his delicious namesake, a 1-pound behemoth of Black Angus stuffed and stacked with an unbelievable 20 ingredients, including local sausage, bacon, 5 types of cheese, and a fried egg. Oh, wait, there's cheese inside? Mm-hmm. Ooh, and there's sausage in there too? It's not like a burger, it's like a scavenger hunt.
It's awesome.
Oh, look at that. There's a royal. that is a genuine reaction right there. Ready to go face first into my own stuffed burger, I head to the kitchen. Allow me to show you how many ingredients go into the ultimate stuffed Tony burger. All of this goes into here.
First step is saute the Trinity, so onions, pepper, celery.
Now, he's not being blasphemous. The Trinity is sort of the cornerstone of any proper Creole cooking. The Trinity gets even more heavenly with slices of Alabama's own Conecuh pork sausage. Next comes a sprinkle of Tony's secret spice blend called Owl Dust. I can see this, a little bit of thyme, a little bit of oregano. I never in a gazillion years would have thought to use that with burgers. Now, all of a sudden, it's like I can't imagine not. Tony stuffs the sausage and veggies between 2 5-ounce patties, along with a delectable trio of cheddar, Swiss, and pepper jack.
So now we're just going to seal the burger.
Wow, we could do it like Ghost. I miss you, Sam. Ditto. As soon as it kisses the grill, the burger is doused in Worcestershire sauce and more Owl Dust.
We're going to glaze it now with the Creole barbecue sauce.
Oh, please, God, yes. As the burger reaches juicy perfection, Tony layers on bacon, candied jalapenos, smoked Gouda, and sharp cheddar. Oh, my word.
And now we add our fried egg.
Oh, so good. If I'd have known, I would have brought a bathing suit. That is awesome. The flavors of the meat are much closer to like steak, but it's all the little fixings. A little bit of it sweet right from the jalapenos, and then all of a sudden you bite into that burger, and it's like this rush of flavor from the Trinity Conecuh sausage. Just remarkable. That burger was incredible, but it was only the first course. See, the main MVF meal in Mobile is oysters, and a member of Man vs. Food Nation says that he has what it takes to beat the Winslow oyster eating competition. In 2003, Big Joe Evans, a local software support rep, ate 403 oysters in 46 minutes at Winslow's Oyster House, nearly doubling the previous record of 260. All right, so how long did you hold the oyster record?
I held it from June of 2003 until September of 2010.
And what happened in September 2010?
I was unseated. The record now stands at 421 oysters.
What does a victory in this challenge mean to you?
I held the title for so long. It's mine. I want it back.
It's time to get you up to Man vs. Food Nation combat standards. You ready?
With your assistance, I'm ready.
It's time to make these mollusks bow before Man vs. Food Nation. Let's get it on. Members of MBF Nation are so passionate about their food, they find ingenious ways to make Chowdown classics even more delicious. And my next stop is push slow-smoked pulled pork to its most succulent outer limits. Mobile sits in the middle of the American South's barbecue belt, and some of the best can be found at the Brick Pit, known for its legendary smoked pork. In the 16th century, Native Americans showed Spanish settlers how to slow smoke a pig to a state of tender deliciousness. For centuries, cooking time stood at 8 to 16 hours. But in 1994, one man changed everything. Brick Pit owner Bill Armbrecht dared to smoke his hog for 30 hours, achieving the most succulent pork ever. How does the pulled pork here compare to other pulled pork out there?
They've got the best pulled pork on the planet. It's incredible.
Now, where are you from originally?
I'm originally from Leroy, Alabama, but I live in Jay, Florida now.
What is it about this barbecue that makes it just worth a 3-hour round trip drive?
Have you ever heard of saying, "Don't make me want to slap your mama"?
I have heard it. I would never touch you like that, Mom. Out back, I meet the smoker responsible for this culinary feat, Big Red.
Come here, Big Red. Show them what you got.
Custom built to smoke up to 550 pounds of meat daily. That is awesome.
We don't have an oven or a stove in the whole restaurant. The beans, the sauce, everything are cooked on Big Red.
So not only is Big Red the smoker that all the meat comes out of, it's really like the beating heart of the Brick Pit.
It absolutely is.
Is it true you smoke your meats longer than anywhere else in the United States?
This butt will smoke for 25 to 30 hours before we'll serve it.
Over a day for one pork butt. We start with a 9-pound pork butt, specially chosen for its ability to handle the prolonged heat.
It has to have this really nice slab of fat across the top of it, just like you'd look for in a good steak.
Absolutely, it has to have the fat next to the meat, which actually is going to keep it moist.
You can't find a butt like this in your local grocery store.
You can't find a butt like this in any grocery store either. A pork purist, Bill loads the butt into the smoker with no extra seasoning. Man vs. Food Nation, this is a very special thing. You're just getting the pure essence of wood-smoked meats. 30 hours later, Bill pulls the pork into succulent strips and ladles on a spicy helping of his legendary barbecue sauce. Finally, it's time for me to take a bite. Oh, that's tender. You're inclined to think it's going to be dry or it's going to be pure smoke. It's so moist and so tender that literally if I just push it, it will fall apart just on the fork, you see? There's no dry pork here at all.
Go Bama.
That pulled pork was awesome, but Mobile is oyster country, and a member of Man vs. Food Nation says that he's ready to take down the Winsel oyster eating record. If he takes down 422 fresh shuck Alabama oysters within 1 hour, he reclaims his title of oyster eating champion. I'm meeting Big Joe Evans at the Southern Fish and Oyster Company to coach him back into being a contender. In this scale are 180 oysters. This is what I consumed at my oyster challenge. But you have to eat all of these, 422. Pace yourself. Got it?
Got it.
Variety may be the spice of life, but it's also the taste of victory. Practice safe challenge and use a condiment. Got it?
Got it.
After slurping hundreds and hundreds of oysters, crunch crackers to break up that slippery consistency may save you and lead you all the way to victory. Got it?
Got it.
You have 422 oysters to claim this record, but the journey begins with the first oyster. Are you ready?
Ready.
Let's do it.
Hi, y'all. Strip Atkins here with my dad, Ralph Atkins, owners, operators of Southern Fish and Oyster Company, and we are proud members of Man vs. Food Nation.
I'm in downtown Mobile to help a member of Man vs. Food Nation as he attempts the Winsel Oyster Eating Challenge. Can Big Joe Evans, a Mobile native, take down 422 oysters, shatter the record, and reclaim his crown? Or will these oysters leave him shell-shocked? Open Opened as a 6-stool oyster bar in 1938, Winsel's has become a culinary landmark, and since 1969, they've been home to one of the most famous oyster eating challenges in the country. The current record stands at 32 and a half dozen. If you had to attempt it, what would your strategy be?
I would try and eat multiples at once.
I agree with you.
You know, like even maybe get a cup or something and like dump them in the cup, drink them.
Oyster shooters.
Oyster shooters.
Why not? What strategy would you employ if you had to try to eat 400 oysters?
Maybe I don't use spices, but it's going to be about speed for him to win.
Speed is indeed going to be the biggest factor, because at that 23-minute mark, that's when your stomach says no more. Before Joe sets out for oyster redemption, I'm going to go behind the bar and get a first-hand look at his opponent. The current record stands at 421 oysters. Now, may I see what 100 looks like on a tray? Absolutely. This is going to be terrifying. This is more than half of the challenge that I consumed in New Orleans at Acme when I did 180. 100 oysters. So do you think he has a chance of doing it?
I don't know. If he can't break the record, it's not going to be my fault. I'll tell you that.
Have you ever been timed? How many do you do in a minute? If you had to
I can do about 140 in about 15 minutes. So, you do the math.
He's a machine. I gotta know how these things taste. It's delicious. It's a little salty, really creamy, and actually has a bit of sweetness to it. So the thing is, a lot of people at home, I think, are gonna watch this and go, oysters are light, dude. I can sit down and take a dozen easy. But remember, you're doing that 400 times over, the same taste, the same consistency within an hour. All right, so we have the challenge. We have our challenger. I lay down my shucking glove. I shake your shucking hand, and let's start this shucking challenge. Let's get it on. Has come back. The once champion will reclaim his title. Give it up for Big Joe Evans. The rules are as follows. You have 1 hour to consume all oysters. They have to be consumed at the bar. You cannot leave the bar for any reason.
Ready.
Bring on 100 oysters. 30 seconds in, Joe has already taken 2 dozen off his first tray. Oh, he's starting off to an amazing pace, moving to these dozens as quickly as possible before that dreaded 20-minute mark, which is exactly how I won in New Orleans. 3 dozen and counting. You are destroying it. Look at this pace. Do we have his back, Man versus Food Nation? That's it. You got a beautiful rhythm working. How you feeling?
Doing great, man. Doing great.
How do they taste?
They're wonderful.
In just 3 minutes, Joe reaches a remarkable milestone. That's it, the first tray is done! 100 oysters! Unfortunately, he's still got over 300 mollusks to go. I'm in Mobile, Alabama, and MVF Nation loyalist Big Joe Evans is attempting to retake his title as Port City's top oyster eater, a feat requiring the consumption of 422 oysters in under an hour. At the 5-minute mark, he's taken down over 100 oysters, but he still has more than 300 to go. I don't know what's more impressive, the fact that you haven't stopped your rhythm or the fact that you just seem absolutely calm.
I've gotten wilder. No sense in stressing out.
Big Joe Evans! Big Joe Evans! Joe's eating at an unbelievable pace of 1 oyster every 2 seconds.
1 oyster away from 200.
200! Just over 10 minutes in, and Joe's already eclipsed the 180 oysters I ate in New Orleans. Whoa, an entire dozen just went down in 1 sentence. Oh my God. But with 15 minutes down and 200 more oysters to go, Joe hits the oyster food wall.
It's getting really difficult now.
I know from experience that once that slippery consistency gets to you, it's almost impossible to overcome. I love love the texture of oysters, but it's very, very slippery, and that can sometimes be a double-edged sword.
The only way to survive it is to change taste and texture.
Any lemon, any hot sauce?
I'm gonna try some lemon.
Lemon? Yeah, try some lemon. Do it to it, do it to it.
Another pack of crackers.
Pack of crackers. A little bit of crunch is gonna help break up that slippery consistency in your mouth.
With his palate rejuvenated, Joe fights his way to oyster number 291.
Okay, Mobile, he's 15 seconds away from the half-hour mark. He has nearly 300 oysters down. It's up to us to propel him over the hump. You can do it. You can do it. You can. You're at the 15-minute mark. Time is running out for you. You need to lay on that gas pedal right now. This is the last push into the end zone.
His effort is valiant. The battle rages to the last second.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
His final total is 305.
Give it up for Joe. Beautiful people of Mobile, Alabama. Today we salute the victorious food. However, this man did 305 oysters in 1 hour. It's my honor to present you with the Tuchel and Back Ceremonial Championship belt. Come on, stand up. Right here. Joe, did you feel like you was getting sick? You don't have to answer that if you don't want to. Thank you. Yes, right here.
Joe, why did you start putting lemon on the oysters?
I was told to practice safe challenge and use a condiment, and I'd like for the kids out there to please do the same.
Please do the same. Become a fan of Man vs. Food on Facebook. Follow me as I live tweet during all the shows this season, and go to travelchannel.com for much, much more.
He's a machine.